Hi, I'm Shirley. I'd like to dedicate this video first to my husband's grandmother who passed away this morning. Baruch Atah Ames. May her soul have an aliyah. May, in her loving memory, may this video just spark even one Jew to take even one suggestion of mine, and will it just hasten the coming of Mashiach, Amen, to make this world just a peaceful, holier place. I'm inspired by the Lereacha Rebbe to make this video. A book I'm reading inspired me yesterday on Shabbos. And Shabbat is literally like being transported on a vacation. And I don't think I really understood that concept before I became observant, and even when I was observant, not until I actually made my Shabbos meaningful. And even more so during this quarantine, have my Shabbos become even more meaningful and even more essential to my sanity. And I wanted to share this with you. So, one thing that's very important to understand, especially for Jews that don't keep mitzvahs, or would consider people that keep mitzvahs like orthodox, or they would consider themselves reform or conservative, or however you want to label yourself, or you don't label yourself, you're just like, yeah, my mom's a Jew, but I'm not, whatever. This video is for you. And there's something important for you to understand. Number one, every Jew is a Jew. A Jew is a Jew is a Jew. It doesn't matter how observant you grew up. It doesn't matter if you study Torah every day, or if you don't know at all the difference between the Tanakh and the Chumash and the Midrash. You're just like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. It doesn't even matter. If you're a Jew, then you are a Jew. And what that means is when Hashem, God, Hashem, we call him Hashem because with respect, we don't say his name. So Hashem means the name. And when you hear me talking about God, I say Hashem. It's because I'm talking about God. So when Hashem created the world, in Kabbalah, it's called Ein Sof, endless light, endless wisdom. And he created a vacuum in the center of all this endless light and wisdom. And within it, he created these vessels and he put in a very thin light of infinite light, and it broke the vessels. And chaos ensued, and that was the beginning of the universe. Now, where Israel comes from is we are all a part of that original creation before the chaos ensued, of creating a physical place for Hashem, God, for Hashem to exist. And we live in a physical world. And every Jew, no matter what, we're all a part of that same light. We all have a piece of Hashem inside of us, buried deep inside. And then Hashem retracted his wisdom and his infinite light to give us free will and free choice, and to give our souls an individual identity. And when he did that, what happens is, as a Jew, inside, you're a Jew. If you've ever gone to Israel and you just stepped foot there, you all of a sudden just felt it. Or if you only go once a year to services and you go on Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, and you're there and you just feel a sense of belonging for even just 1 second, you feel it. And that's that inside. The rest is our individual, our own ego, our own self, good and bad. And the difference between a Jew and a non-Jew in this way would be that, for example, on Pesach, if you eat matzah on Pesach and you are a Jew, you did a mitzvah, you did a good thing. But even more so, if you did not eat matzah on Pesach and you are a Jew, then you transgressed, you sinned. Now, if you are not a Jew and you did not eat matzah, or you did eat matzah, it doesn't matter, because you don't have that obligation. You don't have that commitment, and it's part of, but as a Jew, you do. Good and bad, you do. And that's the deep inside, that fire that I'm talking about. So that relationship is what establishes you as a Jew, and you feel it deep inside you. And this is a basis of really understanding Veahavta Lereacha Kamocha, which means to love your fellow man as you love yourself. And if you really understand that we're all coming from the same, we are all one, just like when we say Shema Yisrael, we're all one. We are. And if you back away from all the free will that has caused both our uniqueness and our strengths and our positives and our character defects, if you back away from that and you see our true inside, then you see we are all one. And we're all connected. We're all from that same holiness. And we all have that same relationship to Hashem. And I want to make a suggestion. I'm not suggesting that you change your life. Your lifestyle is what I'm saying. But I am suggesting you change your life. And what I mean by that is by making one small change, you could spark that fire, and it could go from just a little spark to a flame to, who knows, it's really limitless. It really is, just like Ein Sof, it's limitless of how high you can reach. And I'm not saying you should change your lifestyle, but I am suggesting you take one suggestion and it can change your life. The one thing during this quarantine that has been so strong for me personally is Shabbat, the Sabbath, the holy day. The idea is that Hashem, He created the world in 6 days. And on the 7th day, He rested. And so too the Jews have this obligation in our relationship with Hashem to rest as He did on the 7th day. It is like a paradise in this quarantine every Saturday to have these hours of just rest away from the mundane, away from being on the phone and hearing the news. And I have to admit, in the beginning of my observance of Shabbat, I really struggled with it. So I am not making a suggestion that you, all of a sudden, you keep Shabbat out of nowhere. I'm making a suggestion that you take one thing to do and to separate Shabbat from the rest of your week. So not a lifestyle change, but a life change. Maybe if you are a woman, you and your daughter light Shabbos candles on Friday night. You check the time in your local area of when the sun sets, the 18 minutes, and it's very easy. You just Google Shabbat time and your zip code and it'll come right up. And you light candles for Shabbat. You can look up the bracha and everything, the blessing that you say. Just that one little change could light up, put a little bit of light in darkness, in your own personal darkness that you're going through, in the world's personal darkness, in the spiritual darkness. Maybe it's that if you do that already, but you don't keep Shabbat, maybe I challenge you to study one little piece of Torah or any Jewish wisdom that you connect to get together as a family on Shabbat, whether it's Friday night or on Saturday, and study Torah. I'm not suggesting you all of a sudden start keeping Shabbat. I'm not saying, again, not just to reiterate, I'm not asking of you to do a lifestyle change, but I'm asking of you to try implement just one thing to separate your week from your week. And if you say, oh, I already do, we light Shabbos candles, we do Kiddush, that's great. How about take it up a notch? Because that is what being a Jew is all about. It's about deepening the relationship. You can't just have the static relationship with Hashem and with yourself, because remember, it's inside you. You can't just have a static relationship. You have to continuously be growing, even if it's tiny little things. And I would say, even before putting your phones away on Shabbat and all that kind of stuff, even before having a kosher meal and I would say is to study one little piece of Torah or any Jewish teachings and wisdom and sharing it as a family. And planting that tiny little seed will surely grow into something beautiful that will change your life only for the better. May you have yasher koach, strength, for watching this video, and I hope you get inspired. And if you have any questions on how to keep Shabbat, how to light candles, or what to study with your kids, even if it's for 5 minutes before everyone goes off and does their Saturday things, I'm here. And you can also reach out to any Chabad rabbi in your community. Thank God there are rabbis everywhere, and Rebbitzins, Jewish, the wives of the rabbis, that want to enrich your life and help you on this spiritual journey. They have nothing to gain except for bringing more light into this world. And you can be a part of that. And deep down, you want to.